Okay, so let's go over your homework. Question 1, Taylor has 487, Sam has 3 times the amount. So let's start with that. And, oh boy, hang on a second. All right, so Taylor, Sam is going to have 487.73 times 3, right? So let's find the amount, and I am not going to work that out. I'm going to use a calculator because adults can use calculator. And that is going to give us 1,463.79. Carrie has 839.03 less than Sam, so it's going to be 1,463.79 minus 839.03. 839.03. That's going to equal $624.16. And then we know, so let me just write what Taylor has. And we know Taylor has 487.73. So we now have the what each of those 3 people have. And Sarah has $204.22. So we want to know how much more Sarah needs to equal whatever these 3 people have. So let's find out what those 3 people have in total. It's 1463.79 plus 624.16 plus 487.73. That's going to give us a grand total of 2,575.68. So that's how much money these 3 people have. And we subtract what Sarah has, so minus 204.22 equals, so what Sarah needs, she needs $2,371.46 to equal what these 3 people have. So that's the answer for that first question. Okay. Moving on. Question 2, a rectangle. So I'm going to draw my rectangle. It's always nice if you draw it out. 7 1/3 inches. Its width, this width here that I don't know, it's 1/3 of the length. So it's 1/3, so 7 1/3. Let me divide that. I can divide it, or I can multiply 1/3 times 1/3, right? Which is the same thing as dividing it by 3. So, what's 3 times 7 is 21. 22 over 3 times 1 over 3. And that's going to be 22 over 9. And 9 goes to 22 2 times with 4 left over, 2 and 4/9. So my width is 2 and 4/9. So to find the perimeter, I'm going to do 7 1/3. No, you know what? And plus 7 1/3 plus 2 and 4/9 plus 2 and 4/9, right? So this 2 would be 14 and 2/3. This 2 is going to be 4 and 8/9, right? If I add these 2 up, what do I get? 4. So let me add, you know what? I'm going to add the whole numbers. 14 and 4 is 18. And I'm going to add 2/3 and 4, 8/9. So I'm just going to do that over here. 2/3 plus 8/9. Common denominator is going to be 9. That's 8. That stays times 3. Times 3. I get 6 over 8. 6 over 8 over 9 equals 14/9. Right? And 14/9 is the same thing as 1 and 5/9. Well, I have 2 whole numbers, the 18, right, which I got from adding 14 and 4. And I'm going to add the 18 with the 1, I get 19. So my final answer is 19 and 5/9 inches. And that's the perimeter of my rectangle. Okay. So here's another question. There are 4 3/4 pizzas left over from last night's party. Jeff is going to come, so let me draw this out. 1 2 3 4. 4 full pies. For some reason, all that, maybe they ordered too much. And the last pie is 3/4. And somebody's going to come and eat 2/5 of it. Okay, 2/5 of it's close to half. Well, 0.4. So you know that the answer is going to be about at least half. 2, and it's going to be, so whoever is going to, not whoever, but Jeff is going to eat 2/5 of this, which is quite a chunk, right? So you can multiply that by 2/5, right? 2/5 of 4 and 3/4. So that's the operation that you would have to do. Let's change this to an improper. 16, 4 times 4 is 16, 19 over 4 times 2/5. Can I simplify this? Oh, yes, I can. 1, 2. 19 times 1 is 19. 2 times 5 is 10. Or 1 and 9 tenths. So how much of the 4 and 3/4 pizza did he eat? He ate 1 and 9 tenths. Okay, so almost 2 pies. Not a complete 2 pies, but close to 2 pies. Okay. 4, this is just simple division. Okay. And 18 divided by 35. Do I actually have to do this? Yes, I do. So add a decimal, 0. 70, 140, 4 times 140, so I'm going to say 5 times. 5 times 5 is 25, 17. Subtract, add a 0, come down. 1 time, 35. 15 left over. Bring another 0 down. That's going to be 4 times, right? Which is going to be 140. 10 left over, bring another 0 down. And that's going to be 2 times, which is 70. 30 left over, bring another 0 down. I'm going to say 35, maybe 8 or 9 times. So 35 times 9 equals 315. No. 35 times 8 equals 280. So it's going to be an 8. Jeez. So that's 280. Thank you, Mr. Cho, for giving me this problem. You're welcome. Bring another 0 down. Does anything repeat? 35 goes into 200. 5 times, which is 175. Right? 25 goes 2, yeah, so we have 25 left over. Bring another 0 down. Oh my god. 35 times 7, will that work? Yes, it works. It'll be, and I'll continue over here. So you got 250, it's gonna be 245. You got 50 left over, so you're gonna bring a 0 down. 35 goes into that 0 1 time. You get 35. And finally, something repeats. I'm gonna bring another 0 down. Right? So 150, and you see that we have a 150. Yes, we had a 150. It's going to be 4 times. It's going to be 170. What I call 140. And then I'm going to stop because you see that something is repeating. So the number that is going to repeat here is the 14. So it's going to be 142857. So that's going to repeat, right? So because that part is going to repeat, I'm going to put a bar notation over these 6 numbers, 142857. So the final answer is 0.514287, and the bar notation goes over the 1. Okay? That one was a long one. My apologies, by the way. But it doesn't hurt that we practice our division. So that's the final answer. 0.5 bar notation on top of the 142857. Okay. Next one, 24 over 17. Yay, another one. So it's 24 divided by 17. It's going to be 1 point something. So 1, let me add some zeros. So that's a 7. Bring a 0 down. It's going to be 4. 28 goes to 68. 20 left over. Bring a 20 down. 1 again. Yep. 17. 3 left over. Bring another 0. It's going to be 1 again because 17. 13 left over. Bring another 0 down. 17 times, I don't know, 6? No, 7. Yep, 7 works. It's going to be 119. You have 1, 0, 2 minus 1 is 2. Bring another 0 down. 210. Let's see. 17 times 8? No. 17 times... I made a mistake here. Yeah, I made a mistake. So let me go back. My mistake was that one. So it's probably 17 times 8, not times 7. No. 17 times 7, it was correct. So what did I do wrong? 119. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 11 left over. Bring a 0 down. Bring a 0 down. 17 times 5? No. 17 times 6. 17 times 6 works. 102. Gonna have 8 left over. Bring another 0 down. Yikes. 17 times 4. Gonna be 68, right? So let me write 68. You're gonna have 12 left over. I'll put it over here. Bring a 0 down. And then 17 times 6. 17 times 7. Yep, we can start. It should be a 7. 17 times 7 is 119. We're going to have 10 minus 1, 0. Bring another 0 down. It's not going to go in there. 17 does not go into 10. Start, put 100. Do we have any hundreds yet? No. So 17 goes to 100. 5 times. It's going to give you 85. So I'm going to put a 5. Wow, this is really long. And it's going to be 1 5 left over. 17 times 8. Oh my god. 136. I'm going to have 14 left over. Bring another 0 down. 17 times 7. It's ridiculous. Just let you know that I would never give you this problem on the test. Times 8 again, 136. You have 4 left over. Oh my god, okay, I'm going to stop. So, I apologize for this problem. I did not notice. I just picked two random numbers. And let's see what I get here. So, my calculator doesn't have any room. So it's, let's see what I have in my calculator. 1411764705882353, and I have no idea if that's the repeating number because my calculator just ran out of room. So if you got this far, I'll accept it right now, okay? But I'll definitely make sure that if that pops up in your test, it's going to be a repeating decimal that it's, okay, definitely much shorter than that, okay? So my apologies for this problem. Moving on, let's forget about that. So which fractions can be converted to terminating decimals? How do you know? Well, remember we talked about, so if my denominator has prime factors of 2 and 5, or just 2's and 5, it will be a terminating decimal because I can change that fraction to something over 100, right? Something over a power of 10, and that I know I can change to a terminating decimal. So this one would be 1. 5 over 9, no, because it has a 3 as one of the prime factors. 8 is just 2 times 2 times 2. That works. 75 is 5 times 5. Let's see, 2 times, no. 5 times 17, right? 25. That's 2. Yeah, 17. So that's not going to work. Sorry, that's not going to work. 128. That works because it's 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. So this is 2 to the 7th power, so it's made up only with 2. So this works, and this doesn't work. Okay. And 2 more questions. Oh, that's not that bad. So the PTA collected $310.25 from a fundraiser. 3/5 of those funds will be used to buy uniforms. Okay. Let's find out what 3/5. 1/4 will be used for cake, and how much is left over. So we have to do so 310.25. I'm gonna write that as a fraction, 1/4, and I'm gonna multiply that by 3/5, right? Because I gotta take 3/5 of that number. So to multiply, again, I picked a little bit. 310 times 4 equals 1,240 plus the 1, right? Over 4 times 3/5. Nothing to simplify, so at the bottom I get 20, and 1,241 times 3 equals 3,723. I'm gonna change that. So 20. How many times? Let's change that to a mixed number. So it's going to be 1, 20, 17, 2, 8, 160, 12, 3, 6, 120. I can do this. 120. I have 3 left over. Bring the 0 down. So 20 goes into 30 how many times? 1 time. 20. And that would be 5 times. Right, so not there. Bring another 0 down, and it'd be 5. So total 186.15. So this equals to $186.15. That's what 3/5 of it's a little bit more than half. That makes sense, right? Okay. And then what? 1/4 will be used. So 1/4 of this, of the money, will use for coffee and cake. So we got to figure that out. So I know what 3/5 of it is. So I got to figure out what 1/4 of 310. And again, we got to go through that whole process. And 310 times 4 equals 1,240, right? So let me change that. So 1,240 plus 1/4 times 1/4. That's going to equal to 1,241 over 16, which I'm going to now divide. Doesn't go, so 124 divided by 16. Is 7 times. 7 times 6 is 42. Go 4, 11. 1, 4 minus 2 is 2. Bring the 1 down, and I'm going to say 7 again. Right, it's going to be 112. And that looks like a 9, so let's add a decimal, bring a 0 down. 16 goes into 90 5 times. It's going to be 80. I have 100 left. And 16 goes into 100 6 times, which is 96. I have 4 left over, 40 left over. So I'm going to go one more decimal, okay? And that's going to be a, what is it? A 2, which is going to be 32. Because we're talking about money, we're going to stop right here. So this rounds up to what? $77.56. So 1/4 of $310.25. It's about 77.56. Okay. So to find out how much we have left, I'll simply add my expenses, right? 186.15 plus 77.56. So that means the PTA has used $263.71, which I'm going to deduct from what we originally have. And we get 4. 12 minus 7 is like 5. That was a 9. Minus 3 is 6. That was a 10. Minus 6 is 5. And that. So how much do they have left over? $56.54. Okay. La última pregunta. Junior high school 219 had 1,330. This year the amount's 1 2/5 times last year's number. So definitely it grew, right? So and then 3/8 of this year's students are 6th graders. How many 7th and 8th graders are in the school this year? Ugh, what makes these questions? So let's find out how much it grew by. So 1,330, and we're going to multiply by 1 2/5 to find out what the new number is for this year. So change that to a, what do you call, improper. 5 times 1 is 5, so 7/5 times 1130. If you want to put it over 1, be my guess. We can simplify here before we multiply if you like. You don't have to. I just think it's worth the time to do that. So that's 5 divided by 5 is 1. This becomes 266, which we multiply by 7, and that gives us 1,862. So those are the new numbers, the schools. So they grew by quite a big chunk, right? 1,862 new students in this school, not new students, total students in the school this year. And we're going to take that, we're going to multiply by 3/8, because 3/8 of that population is 6th graders. So if we know how many 6th graders there are, the rest are 7th and 8th graders. So again, we can simplify before we multiply. I don't know if it's even worth it to do it. So because we can divide by 2 and then divide by 2 again, or you can just multiply everything at once. So this one, I'm not. So 1,862 times 3 equals 5,586, and we're going to divide that by 8. Please let it work. I have no idea. And it doesn't work. Of course it does not work. So we got 698.25. So obviously this is not going to be an what do you call, a number that works, because you can't have 698.25 students, right? So here, hopefully if you're watching the video, I want you to pretend that pretend that this can actually happen, that you can have 698.25 students, okay? Just for argument's sake. And if that's the number of 6th graders, obviously you had 1,862. I'm going to add 2 zeros over here because we're going to subtract the number 6th graders, right? So the total, what do you call it? The total school populations minus the number of 6th graders should give us the number of 7th and 8th graders. Minus 698.25. It's going to give us 1,163.75. So in the context of this particular problem, the numbers don't make sense, but I want you to kindly ignore that, just for argument's sake. Okay, and that's it. Yeah, the numbers didn't work out too nicely on a couple of problems here, but hopefully you understood the process, okay, to get to the answer. Okay, so that's it. I'll pause and I'll put it up if I can, which is not that way.